What have you done, Phil?
Oh man, you wouldn't believe it.
What has happened? I go away for one afternoon and it's all broken.
Sometimes you wonder whether you're running a circus. Out of all the parts on the planter, you would think the shaft of the main lift rim would be the last one to think of.
Yes, and it looks like it's been cracked for a little while, but you can't actually, I was looking, you can't actually see that.
Yeah, so
you can't see it in the, because it's covered.
Yeah, so 2/3 of it's been fractured for a while, and that's been hanging on by that third. So anyway, I thought I was going to have a late one tonight, but this has changed the plans. Out of all the things that could break down.
So Phil's gone to about 10 o'clock the last 2-3 nights?
11 last
11,
night.
well anyway,
Yeah.
pretty late night.
I don't want to show you up.
No, yeah, I haven't been going that late. But this was the first time Phil organised some dinner, because he was going to go a bit later, and we were coming back. We had to come back here after dropping sprayers off, and yeah, brought his dinner back with him. And about 10 minutes from getting here, I get a phone call that it's no go. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? So we're hoping that the actual manufacturer of these planters are about an hour and a half, bit over, maybe hour and 3/4 away. So we might actually get. Who are you gonna nominate to go for a road trip in the morning?
Well, I've already called on Dad.
Dad.
Yeah.
So Dad's going on a road trip, and he'll be waiting at their front door like a lost puppy dog at 8 o'clock.
8:30.
8:30. And let's just hope they got one.
I reckon they will.
You said before you don't really want to go and check all the other ones.
No.
Well, I don't know if you can. You'd have to undo the whole.
Leave sleeping lions.
What's the saying? Sleeping
dogs lie.
Is it?
Cats, dogs. I don't know. It's too late.
Too tired. But the other thing is if we repaired that one, then we could have one on standby if any of the others did it. So did it just, obviously you went to lift it up and nothing happened, or what?
No, I noticed the actual ram leaking with what had happened is broken there, dropped the ram down, and the fitting jammed up on there.
Oh yeah.
And the fitting actually cracked and was pouring oil out. So
right, that's
what I noticed, because it actually jammed in there, the shaft, so it didn't drop completely.
Yeah, yep.
So yeah.
Oh, early one for you, Phil. You better go home and have your dinner.
And it is probably, out of all the breakdowns, it's probably it's a quick fix, but we just got to get the ram.
Yes, well, we don't know if it's a quick fix. We are very much hoping it's not a case of, oh no, we discontinued making those rams, but shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Probably got a new cleaner on the shelf over there. But there you go, new stuff breaks down too.
Yes.
You would have expected that from a 30-year-old planter, not a 6-year planter.
That just boggles the mind, because the pins aren't tight, like the bushes aren't tight.
That's
so what?
I thought maybe it's binding in the pivot, but it's not.
So how does anyway.
The only other thing I thought of is if those bushes in the caster, in the parallelogram unit, are warm, moving left to right, it could jam up.
Is that the way it broke? Where is it?
Yeah, it
Did it break left to right or up and down?
did. Left to right.
Oh yeah. Yes, that means it must have been moving side to side a bit, which there's not that much movement in it.
Well, we can. Here, I'll hold the camera. You give it a shake.
People aren't used to seeing this side of it.
Yeah, working.
Work.
What's that?
No movement there, only in the pivot here.
There is a little bit, but not much.
There's a bit of movement in that pin anyway, so. Anyway, fun and games. We'll better go pick up the truck and
Nice to
The
have some
ute.
lights here and the shed anyway.
Well, this will be the first time I've used them, is it?
No, I've used them before, but for a breakdown probably.
So, yeah, this is the old grain shed that was here originally when this property was bought. But yeah, it's been retrofitted out with some lights, which is lovely. In the meantime, while we're waiting on Phil to organise lights over here, is that?
Yes. I was meant to wire it up, but I just don't have the time, so I've got my mate coming out to do it.
So yeah, Phil, he's the electrician, so he
What's the point of a trade when you're too busy to use it?
yeah, well, the problem is my trade I have to use all the time here. Yours is a bit more removed.
Yes. Oh, well, I could use it, but value for money, I'm better off.
Isn't your wife still waiting for you to put a couple of power points in?
Yeah, there's the power boards and extension cords going on. That'll be right.
Oh,
dodgy.
Nah. Anyway, righto. We'll see what happens in the morning. I'll be spraying probably, so you're going to vlog tomorrow, Phil?
I think the old on button on the GoPro's seized. Like you use.
Ruined. Well, you got your phone. I got you that microphone for your phone.
Yeah, I've got to find the batteries for the GoPro.
Phil had my original GoPro, and yeah, it's been, the batteries are lost.
Tried to bury it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's. I don't know if I'm game to give you another one.
Yeah, that's alright.
He doesn't like the camera that much. Well guys, this is only about 2 minutes after the previous recording, and the dear old ute here has had a flat battery. I left the lights on for about it was about 7 minutes, and yeah, so Phil's just about ready to walk home. Something weird's going on at the minute. But
see what else happens, eh?
yeah, let's just hope the next half hour is very uneventful.
Maybe just today, mate, like the rest of the week.
Let's see if this works. There we go. Don't turn it off.
Go home.
Well, this is another, another 7 minutes after the last recording, guys, and we just pulled up to pick up Phil's ute from down the paddock, and we've got a flat.
I think I'll take the truck home.
Yeah, you're right with Phil's ute, Josiah.
No, I'm going to take that home.
Is that?
I
Oh,
was joking about walking home, but it's probably a reality.
well, I don't. Well, if it's leaked that quick in a day, it might pump up.
I'll get the little compressor and see what happens. You want to lift the hood there?
Oh boy. I hope you guys are enjoying this. You just got to laugh. What's that say?
48.
48? That should be enough.
I'll test the licorice.
The truck started, Phil.
Oh, that's a bonus.
So we quickly put a repair licorice thingamajiggy in here, and
Plug.
a plug, that's what you call it. And hopefully that's the last you see of us tonight.
I reckon Matt's going to want to drive behind me. He'll be out the gate
Yeah,
before
I'll be gone before anything else goes wrong.
Well folks, just a quick update on the saga with the broken ram on the Boss planter. I've just been to town, or to Inverell, picked it up this morning, Saturday morning. This old girl's a bit rowdy, I'll just turn her off so I can hear myself think, let alone you guys. So just fueled up the Steiger. Phil's up here just putting the finishing touches on the new ram that's gone in. What's the update, mate?
Yeah, it was as predicted. Boss had it in stock, so thanks to a parts man / dad,
Who's that? Oh, right.
he was able to go and grab one.
He doesn't know who he is this
Well-
morning. He's still waking up.
Well, I took in turns with the coffee run.
Oh,
No, I didn't actually. I thought I'd better take the time to grease it and get it all good to go.
Oh, well, that's good.
So,
And
yeah.
the suspicion was that maybe right from the start they were slightly out of adjustment, and so one was working harder than the other. Is that?
Well, I think what could have happened is it might have been out one tooth originally,
Okay.
and
Yep.
I remember adjusting it at some point a few years ago because of that, and I think that might have explained why it fractured 2/3 of it early on, and the third just broke last night.
Okay.
So
there's a fair bit of the crack was old crack, and there was
yeah,
1/3 was new. So
Yeah.
she's been hanging on by a third for quite a while.
yeah, yep. And yeah, boss said that seems to be what happens is if these depth stops aren't right, then that will break that shaft.
If they're not exactly even, because they'd be
Yeah.
fighting against the frame then, wouldn't
Yeah, yeah. So
they? Yeah. Okay.
anyway, I'm very glad we got boss down the road. It's
Yeah.
been,
And where's the old ram? Did we have a look at that one?
yeah, we did last night. Well, we were having a good laugh at everything going wrong.
Yeah, righto. That's it for the update for the Matt channel.
Well, good morning everybody. We are getting some starter fertiliser and it's going in there. We've got about 50 something tonne, I think, going in that silo there. The other thing is we've got a bit of seed coming, wheat seed, which we're going to plant on the main farm here, and that's going to go in that silo. We would use one of those smaller Sherwell silos over there, but what we need to do is we need to put seed treatment on it. And you can't access the inbuilt augers on those other silos to put the seed treatment in, so we'll when we get the outload auger on that silo, we can put the seed treatment in down there and it all mixes in nice. So that's the other thing that's got to happen today. Hopefully the planter will be here today as well. So it needs a little bit of work done to it, setting up and all of that, but we should maybe might have a crack at sowing wheat this afternoon if everything's going well, but yeah, it might be tomorrow. Well, just because, you know, we don't have enough going on at the minute. The grader here. Now, I think it may have been alluded to, or possibly not. It might be easier just to explain it all now. 5 days ago maybe, it was making a pretty bad noise, so yeah, had to inspect it and didn't know whether there was a hydraulic problem. Yeah, just something wasn't quite right. So anyway, didn't want to run the risk of running it or bringing it back here, so we got it on a truck, got it brought up here, and yeah, just starting to pull it apart now. So Brad's coming back from his holidays today, I believe, and then we've got Paul, who helps us out with the dozers a bit. He's the mechanic, and he's coming out as well. We've got Johnny here as well, he's the mechanic, and he's just starting to pull off some of the little things, but it looks like the transmission, well, we don't know if it is the actual transmission. Johnny was just telling me that it could be, there's like a drive that's part of the transmission housing, but it's to drive the hydraulic pump, and well, it's like a gear drive for the hydraulic pumps, where you got one there, there's another there, all of them. So that could be possibly what's failed, because there was a bearing found in the bottom of the sump of the transmission. So it may not be the actual transmission, but we don't know how much damage has happened in there. But oh, here we go.
And that's what we found in the gauze on the bottom of the transmission, and that's me bearing that fell out of my drain plug.
So safe to say some bad things have happened in there.
Yeah, bad stuff is going on in there.
So anyway, Yeah, I think we need a bigger shed here. We need to cement all this because we got 2 bays taken up with broken, well, we're still waiting on the motor for that obviously, but yes. Then the dump truck needs to be worked on at some point too. It's done ahead, but it's not a priority at the minute. So anyway, it's all fun and games here on the funny farm. Well, I was a bit too busy. I missed the arrival of the planter, but looks like Phil is onto it.
What's that? Draining oil?
Yeah. Just remember to put it back in.
Yeah, I've got
New
the
stuff.
key out in case you decide to go and start it without the oil.
Look, I haven't done that for 2 days.
Bit of YouTube content.
I haven't done that for 2 days. No.
Might start an engine without oil in it.
Well, that and sabotage machinery. They're on a good streak. Anyway, I get to leave at the fun part, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
See ya. So, I got Uncle Ian here. He's over from the coast. He's been helping us out. He's the main truck driver. Carting starter fertiliser around as we need it. But yeah, we're going down. I'm just going to drop him off at the other property, and yeah, we're going to pick up the other old white truck. That's got the 2-stroke diesel in it, so we'll just make sure it's got oil in it and check that all the oil hasn't gone underneath it. And yeah, just it'll get brought up here and get given a once over, because we usually put our seed in that one and fertiliser in the other truck. So anyway, we'll see what we find when we get down there. Yeah, isolator's on, oil's good, water's good. Clear prop. Look at that. Too easy. Right, quick plan change. I am going spraying, so I won't be around for a bit of the action with the Steiger and the planting. If I did keep track of all the plan changes that happen, which is just a typical farm experience, I'm sure, but you'd be confused, I'd be confused, it'd be a mess. So yes, I'll see what I can deal with in the editing to make this somehow come together. I've got to take Josiah down to where he was spraying with the weed it once he comes here so he can pick up his ute. I'm not entirely sure how we're both going to fit in the grasshopper cab, but we're going to give it a try anyway. We'll be testing out the cab mounts of that thing and going nice and slow, I reckon. Not quite sure how this is going to work, but see if you can fit here, Josiah. I've got a cushion here for you. Oh man, good thing we both had a shower. Right, let's see. While you're in here, I'll teach you how to use it. Well, it's a little bit more roomy in here now. That's good. So I'll get spraying, and yeah, we'll see whether there's any other footage of what else is going on up there. I'm not sure if anyone's got a camera up there, but anyway, we'll see what we can get. Well guys, we got the sprayer all flushed down, all cleaned up. I was going to include a bit more of the sowing in this video, but it's going to be a bit tricky, I think. So tune into the next episode of the planting that is happening. I think that the Steiger's not far off getting started on the wheat, and I do believe at some point we will be burning the linseed stubble again, a bit like last year where we used the fire harrows. So stay tuned for that. We'll catch you in the next one.